on the rise. Lunaria, an Italian civil society group, recorded 126 racially motivated violent crimes last year, nearly triple those of 2017.
Migrants were beginning to integrate. Many found jobs or were learning Italian and going to school. But now, out of fear, they want to cross the border. Fear of losing those few rights they had, and fear of the changing political climate in Italy. At the same time, it pushes migrants out of the country and wins votes for the League.
It's exactly the opposite, because we're trying to manage immigration in an orderly way.
Riccardo Molinari is the House Whip in Parliament for Salvini's League Party. He represents the place where migrants are attempting their dangerous crossings, the Alpine region of Piedmont that borders France.
Previously, the government pretended not to notice migrants, so they hoped that these people would eventually move on to Northern Europe. At a certain point, countries like Austria and France began cracking down and closed their borders with Italy, and we were stuck with the problem. These people kept coming, and our migration system couldn't handle it. So now we either have to repatriate them or keep them out.
To keep them out, the new government has also closed Italian ports to ships operated by private charities carrying migrants.
We blocked what was in fact an invasion of our country. We had an influx of 200,000 people per year, the large part of which were illegal. With the new government, we tightened the screws and reduced migrant arrivals by 95%.
But in the meantime, you have hundreds of thousands of migrants who are already here. Thousands of them have already crossed through the French Alps. Some have even died or hurt themselves very severely.
Obviously, no one wants any harm to come to these people, but the best way to save lives is to prevent migrants from coming in the first place.
As for those who are already in Italy, some, like these migrants, are determined to get out. Most are originally from former French colonies and speak French, something that didn't help them in Italy, but they hope will land them a job in France. Some are prepared, others are not. One, named Mori, says he's afraid to show his whole face in case he gets caught. Why are you risking your life?
I've been living on the streets in Naples. People are racist here.
They agree to let us follow them on their journey from Italy to France. A bus takes us just a few hundred yards from the border. They're stopped by Red Cross volunteers and told to turn back because of the physical danger.
If people get hurt, we have to take them back to Italy, of course.
They ignore the warnings, but they don't know the way.
Okay, so these guys are completely lost. They don't know which way the French border is.
They head off-road to avoid being spotted.
I'm pretty sure there's the police coming up right behind us.
Elias Soso is originally from Gambia. He tells me that on his way to Italy, passing through Libya, he was arrested for illegal migration and abused while in detention in a migrant camp.
First, you risked your life going to Libya. You crossed the desert to go to Libya. Then you risked your life crossing the sea to go to Europe. And now you're risking your life to cross the mountains. It's very, very dangerous. You're aware of this.
They wander onto a ski slope and march into the unknown. No map, no compass, no flashlight. Soon, they'll have only the stars to light their path. It's roughly 7 miles to the nearest town in France, but that's if you cross through the official checkpoint. Instead, they'll have to wend their way through icy peaks to avoid border patrol. They weigh their options.
So they're worried they want to turn around?
No. They want to make you so...
Eventually, the risks become too great to continue filming.
It's just getting way too dangerous. They're climbing straight up a very, very icy mountain that's intended for skiers, not for people who are lost, which includes me at this moment.
We tell them we won't be accompanying them further.
Bocca al lupo, grazie. Good luck. Good luck. Okay?
The next day, Italy's Alpine Rescue Squad scours the same mountain for lost migrants.
The major risk is hypothermia, because without the proper gear, you are more exposed to cold.
We decide to cross the border ourselves into Briançon, France, to see if they've survived. We check a local migrant shelter. We find one of the migrants from the group, Issa Diale from Cote d'Ivoire. He tells a doctor that the freezing hike was more dangerous than he expected. He slipped and sprained his ankle.
You're okay. Despite this, you're okay. Stai bene, tutto sommato.
Some of the others went to the Briançon train station, hoping to get to Paris. We find two of them, including Elia Soso.
The time I reached France, I thank God. But I clap for God as may God help us.
Elia Soso hopes to find a job in Paris. He has no money in his pocket, no education, and he doesn't speak French. And according to French law, there's nothing stopping authorities there from sending him back to Italy. Still, he thinks his chances there are better. Both his parents recently died, he says, and his 10-year-old sister back home in Gambia is counting on him.
So you want to go to Paris, make some money, and send it home for your sister.
If I make it, because how I'm happy, I want to make it happy also.
Maybe that way, he says, she won't have to go through the same journey he did.
If you know anything about Lizzie Borden, it may be this. Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. It's a skipping rope rhyme that has kept an infamous double murder in the public consciousness since 1892. The case and the enigmatic figure at the center of it, Lizzie herself, remain sources of fascination and intrigue. A new book examines how the prosecution became the trial of the 19th century and how her case continues to be reimagined more than 125 years later. NewsHour Weekend's Megan Thompson has the story. And a quick warning, this murder mystery does include some graphic images.
This is most likely the weapon that killed the Bordens.
Cara Robertson is taking us through some of the Bordenalia, as it's known, housed at the Historical Society in Fall River, Massachusetts. 32-year-old Lizzie Borden was accused of using this hatchet to kill her father and stepmother in August of 1892.
It is about the right size for most of the wounds on the Borden skulls.
Prosecutors at Borden's trial had a medical expert demonstrate how the hatchet fit into the skulls, a scene that was depicted on the front page of the Boston Globe in June 1893.
One juror became so nauseated that he passed out.
It was the original trial of the century, according to Robertson, an attorney and former Supreme Court clerk. She's the author of The Trial of Lizzie Borden, which began as her undergraduate thesis and is the culmination of more than 20 years of research.
Any kind of murder would have been disturbing enough, particularly of an elderly couple in an otherwise quiet home. But in this case, the Bordens were hacked to death.
The murders took place in broad daylight in Fall River, a then prosperous mill town south of Boston. Lizzie's father, Andrew Borden, was a wealthy real estate owner, and Abby Borden was his second wife. At the time of the murders, only Lizzie Borden and a housemaid were known to be on the property. But Lizzie was not immediately arrested, Robertson says, because of rigid beliefs about class, race, and religion, and about women and criminality.
She was native born, she was active in her church, she was from a good family, or what was called a good family. And so there seemed to be no way, according to their understanding of what women were capable of, for her to have done something so violent. The police were looking for a depraved outsider, preferably with a foreign accent.
Lizzie Borden, unmarried and living in her father's house, might not have had an obvious motive at first, but Robertson says there were disputes about money and where the family lived. The modest Borden house was located in a middle-class neighborhood near the commercial heart of Fall River.
Andrew Borden had a fair amount of money, and Lizzie thought that they should be living up on the hill, not down here in the flats.
Right. Lizzie Borden would have preferred to live in the Hill District with people like her more socially elevated Borden cousins.
Robertson says there was also bad blood between the stepmother and Lizzie and her sister, who lived here too. At the time of the murders, the family was barely on speaking terms.
Well, superficially, the Bordens looked like a normal household, but beneath the surface, it was a household of suffocating tension and the site of its own mini Cold War.
Today, it's a bed and breakfast where guests can play amateur sleuth, and it's a draw for those fascinated by the mystery.
This is the room where Andrew Borden was murdered, and this is a replica of the sofa on which he was found.
Lizzie told the authorities that she found her father's body in the downstairs living room around 11 a.m. and that she'd been out in the barn when the murder happened.
There's a sense that if they can actually see the rooms in which Lizzie Borden and her family lived, that somehow they'll have insight into the murders and have an understanding of whether or not she, in fact, was the killer.
Abby Borden was killed an hour and a half before Andrew, but found afterwards in an upstairs guest room. Lizzie was home at the time, but claimed to hear and see nothing. She even walked past the room where the body was on her way downstairs. These steps are now a key location for visitors testing Borden's claim.
So from this step, you can see underneath the bed, it was a point of contention as to whether or not Lizzie Borden would have been able to see Mrs. Borden's body on the other side of the bed.
Guests can sleep right next to where Abby Borden was killed, and some have even tried to reenact her body falling to the ground to see if the noise would have been heard downstairs.
As you can see from the rooms and the proximity of one room to another, it does raise the question of how someone could have fallen, particularly after such a violent attack, and that sound not have been heard throughout the house.
Lizzie Borden was ultimately indicted and her trial began almost a year later. It made headlines around the country, and the courthouse in nearby New Bedford was swamped with press and crowds trying to get in to watch. The spectacle was fueled by the gory details, but also by Lizzie Borden's demeanor. She was described as a human sphinx.
Lizzie Borden had a rare self-possession, and that was something that cut both ways. So that on the one hand, it seemed to embody dignified womanhood. Perhaps this is how someone who has been charged with something just so horrible and knows her own innocence would behave. But there was something disturbing about that same self-possession to people who thought that she had killed her father and stepmother. And it seemed unwomanly, that she should have been crying more. She should have fainted more.
After a 13-day trial, the jury spent less than 2 hours deliberating before delivering the verdict, not guilty. Robertson says the acquittal was not a surprise. The evidence against Borden at trial was mostly circumstantial. Borden returned to Fall River, where she promptly bought this house in the hills where she'd always wanted to live. She never spoke publicly about the case and died at 66. But the crime and trial have lived on in dozens of books, an opera, a ballet, on television, and in the movies.
You are a murderer.
Why is this case so enduring? Why are we still so interested in it?
It's a little bit like a locked room mystery from the Golden Age as written by Sophocles. And particularly the idea that a daughter could kill a father and kill him in such a brutal and personal way is something that still troubles us and does not have a parallel in the rest of American history.
And over the years, new theories about the crime have been put forward too.
In the 90s, it was suddenly thought that Lizzie Borden might be a victim of incest, and that would explain both why she did it and also the very brutality of the crimes.
Can you help?
The most recent is found in 2018's Lizzie, a Me Too movement-era depiction that imagines an abusive father and an intimate relationship between Lizzie and the housemaid.
The Lizzie movie piles on the motivations. The murders become a desperate act of a woman to free herself from patriarchal authority.
So the assumption in a lot of these series is that, yes, she did, in fact, do it, but she had a reason to.
Right. What's interesting to me about those other possible explanations is that they tend to reveal more about the moment in which they are formulated than they do about, the essential facts or the truth of the mystery.
You've been studying this case for the better part of 20 years. What do you think? Did Lizzie Borden do it?
As you can imagine, I'm asked that quite a lot. I end up pretty much where I started, which is it is difficult to see how anyone else could have done it. We'll never know. But I am still interested in why we find it so troubling, why that's such a hard answer to accept.
This is PBS NewsHour Weekend, Saturday.
At this hour, 4 people are hospitalized after a shooting at a synagogue in Poway, California, a community northeast of San Diego. A suspect is in custody. The San Diego Sheriff's Office says there will be a news briefing within the hour. Roads in the area of the Chabad of Poway Synagogue, where Passover services were underway, are closed through tomorrow. You can find the latest on our website at pbs.org/newshour. That's all for this edition of PBS NewsHour Weekend. I'm Hari Srinivasan. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
PBS NewsHour Weekend is made possible by Bernard and Irene Schwartz, Sue and Edgar Wackenheim III, Seton Melvin, the Cheryl and Philip Milstein family, Dr. P. Roy Vagelos and Diana T. Vagelos, the JPB Foundation, Rosalind P. Walter, Barbara Hope Zuckerberg. Corporate funding is provided by
You're watching Northern California Public Media, made possible by viewers like you.
The Bay Area Travel and Wine Auction offers spectacular travel packages so that you can explore the world in comfort with experienced guides. Locations are available throughout the country and around the world. And the auction has curated for you the very best selection of California and international wines. Bid, win, and save. Online bidding is open now, and tune in live on TV or online streaming, April 26th through the 28th and May 3rd through the 5th.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
He's got another side to him. You're a disgrace.
I need to know who you are, Chris. How does someone like you end up like you have? This isn't working, Pete. You and me. Well, I think we want to know more about 4 guys who grew up half a mile from a grave.
I think we do. You know, the longer this goes on, the more you look at the paths he took and think, was it then that I ruined my child's life?
Unforgotten. On Masterpiece Mystery.
Wednesday night at 7 on Northern California Public Media.
You're Hercule Poirot,
Assuredly.
the famous detective.
Well, some people have heard my name. Why? Now, how may I help you, mademoiselle? Would you like to tell me about this murder that you imagine you...
It was a mistake to come here. I thought you might understand. I thought you might be able to save me.
Save you? But save you from what, mademoiselle?
Nothing. It doesn't matter now. Besides, you're too old.
Wednesday night at 9 on Northern California Public Media.
Each year since the world began, there was prairie. The sun rose from that place, and then prairie chicken too.
Today, the booming grounds are few and far between, and the skies nearly empty. But all is not lost. Now we have a chance to turn things for the better, and perhaps regain some of the glory found throughout our American tallgrass prairie.
Tuesday night at 9 on Northern California Public Media.
It's a place you go to dream.
I think I must go.
We love it here. And we will thrive.
God, I love this place.
Hi, I'm Nancy Dobbs, President and CEO of Northern California Public Media. Community is built through understanding. At KRCB and KPJK, we know that community service is our mission, but we also know that we can't serve if we don't first engage in a conversation with you. What are your hopes for our community? How can we leverage the power of public media to help you realize those hopes? Contact us online at norcalpublicmedia.org and let's start the conversation.
Bay Area Travel and Wine Auction. Here, you will find spectacular travel packages so that you can explore the world in comfort with experienced guides. Locations available from throughout the country and around the globe. And the auction has curated for you the very best selection of California and international wines. KRCB's Bay Area Travel and Wine Auction is made possible by viewers like you. And the auction is a benefit for Northern California Public Media. Keep a close eye on the purple, orange, and green board items, as well as the nightly bronze bonus items and blue board items. These items move fast and will sell out by the end of the night. Gold and silver items are premium packages and are up for bidding through the close of Sunday night. Platinum and showcase items are deluxe once-in-a-lifetime experiences. These items close out on the last Sunday night of the Travel and Wine Auction. Remember, auction bids are raised in specific increments. Phone volunteers are standing by to answer your questions and help you make your bid now. When you call, provide the auction item name and corresponding 4-digit item number so the volunteers can quickly place your bid. Your winning bid supports Northern California Public Media's quality educational programming, where you have the best seat in the house for great performances in music, the very best in drama, science, nature, and history. And public television is the home of acclaimed children's programming that teaches and entertains. Go to norcalpublicmedia.org to learn all about public media for Northern California and to check out additional auction items. The Bay Area Travel and Wine Auction. Bid, win, and save.
Hello and welcome to the NorCal Public Media Travel and Wine Auction. I'm your host, Caleb Jones. Mark Pro will be joining me later tonight. We've got a lot in store for the next 3 hours, some wonderful deals and great trips, wine, and experiences to be had. Joining us today is the Charles Schulz Museum. They'll be picking up the phones when you call 800-287-2722 to place a bid, or you can go online to norcalpublicmedia.org/auction and check out all the item descriptions and place a bid there as well. We've also got some wonderful platinum board items, gold board items. Those are on throughout the length of the auction. We're back next weekend as well, but there are rapid fire items that close throughout the night. So if you're hesitating, please don't hesitate. Call us 800-287-2722. We'd be happy to take your bid, and it supports public media here in Northern California. We'd also we'll be joined by Larry Van Alst, one of our auctioneers, a little later tonight from Digital Talk Radio, and he's a retired sommelier, and we've got experts that put all these together. We'd also like to thank What a Chicken, Sherry's Pies, Cabot Cheese, Fast Signs of Santa Rosa and Petaluma, and Friends of NorCal Public Media. Without their generous support, this wouldn't have been made possible, so we appreciate all that they do and all that our wonderful volunteers do here as well every day. So once again, go online to norcalpublicmedia.org/auction or give us a call 800-287-2722. We'd be happy to take a bid, answer any questions you may have. Let's take a look at this platinum board item. This closes next weekend, item number 5119, valued at $6,198. Currently a bid of $4,100 on it. It's that Viking 8-day European river cruise. It's scenic, river cruise, immersive. Take a look.
Journey into the heart of Europe on one of Viking's culturally immersive 8-day scenic river cruises. Select your cruise from Viking's romantic Danube with medieval towns, grand cities, and stunning scenery. The Rhine Getaway features turreted fortresses, grand cathedrals, historic cities, medieval towns, and spectacular scenery. You can explore lesser-known Central European cities on the Danube Waltz. The Chateau, River, and Wine Cruise takes you through the Bordeaux, a region synonymous with fine wine and living. The Rhone Cruise takes you to Lyon and Provence. Hunt for truffles and witness the beauty that inspired artists. The Paris and the Heart of Normandy Cruise along the Seine River celebrates history, art, food, and customs. You'll have a complimentary shore excursion in every port of call. Enjoy enrichment lectures and destination performances. Your stateroom features a hotel-style bed, luxury linens, heated bathroom floor, and fine amenities.
Once again, that's item number 5119. That's the first look at this platinum board item today from Viking Cruises. They are a staple here at KRCB and NorCal Public Media, so we're very appreciative of this item, and you will be too if you win it. So pick up the phone, bid high, bid to win, or go online, norcalpublicmedia.org/auction. Joining me now, Larry Van Alst from CRN Digital Talk Radio and retired sommelier.
Caleb,
Thanks for coming, Larry. Here. Always glad to have you here. You're our first auctioneer of the night. You're going to take a look at this purple board, the first purple board item of the night.
First chance to see it. It's going to close tonight too. Am I correct, Caleb?
That's right.
Okay, so let's get a quick look at the purple board. You can go to norcalpublicmedia.org and get all of the instructions for bid increments and that sort of thing. But right now we're going to talk about opening bids. There are all opening bids listed on the purple board. Let's start with item number 5188. It's from Gloria Ferrar Caves and Vineyards in Sonoma. It is a Gloria Ferrar wine educator who will guide you on your private tour to taste a selection of their award-winning wines. Learn about the traditional method champenoise winemaking process as well as Ferrar's century-old winemaking history. And at the end of the tour, you're going to have access to their exclusive wine club area and the panoramic Vista Terrace overlooking the estate vineyards. It has a value of $100. We're looking at an opening bid of just $50 for that. So it's item 5188. Don't miss that one. The next item number, it's a gift card, and it's item number, I don't see it there, 5167. Rotten Robbie of Santa Clara. You can stop by, get your gasoline, some of the best prices on gasoline. You can stop by and pick up a six-pack of beer and a carton of cigarettes, whatever you need. I think that's what college students want, isn't it, Caleb? No, I would not. That's what, you're not a college student. It's a gift card. It has a value of $50. We're looking for just $25, and that's like money in your pocket. Get your gift card to Rotten Robbie. It's an independent private band marketer of fueling stations and convenience stores. Their saying is, we're only rotten to our competition, and they're dedicated to customer service. Your gift cards can be used for fuel, services, and merchandise at any Rotten Robbie location. That's in San Jose, Hayward, Lakeport, Cupertino, San Jose, Gilroy, Hillsburg, and many more throughout the Bay Area. Item number 5167. Looking for an opening bid of just $25. The next item is item number 5144. It's Marin Shakespeare Company of San Rafael. You get 2 tickets with a value of $75. Opening bid of just $40. This is the San Francisco North Bay's only professional Shakespeare theater. It presents an award-winning summer festival at Dominican University's Forest Meadow Amphitheater. The 2019 season gives you the opportunity to see Measure for Measure, A Midsummer Night's Dream, the Tony Award-winning musical, soon to be announced. They haven't announced that one yet. So that's item number 5144. You can open that with just $40. The Marin Shakespeare Company's tickets to the festival. Next item number 5161. Willard Hicks in Morgan Hill. This is just a knockout steakhouse. It's Angus beef steaks. They're deliciously prepared on a wood-burning grill, along with various featured dishes created by the finest ingredients, and it makes an elevated dining experience. For the carnivorous dining pleasure, an 8-ounce filet with a blackberry demi-glaze, fire-roasted grapes, smoked blue cheese served over parsnip puree, bone-in ribeyes topped with ginger, ponzu, demi-glaze, shiitake mushrooms, and toasted sesame seeds. It sounds good to me. We just had a good dinner here, a good chicken dinner. Caleb's going to tell you more about that later on. But Willard Hicks, it has a value of $100, looking for just $50. That's in Morgan Hills, item number 5161. Caleb, hey, we're back to you.
Thanks, Larry, for that first look at the purple board. I hear a lot of the phones ringing. And that's great. That means people are bidding and winning. And hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Shirley is with us.
Yes, I'm here. second year back. Yeah.
That's right. We're glad to have you back. You'll be taking a look at some items with us today.
Absolutely.
Which boards will you be reading?
I am going to be reading for the silver board, the green board, the
All right, well, let's take a look at the bronze board, which closes at the end of the night tonight. It's item number 5026, valued at $700, currently a bid of just $425. Listen to this Mount Shasta Chalet, 2 nights, 1 bedroom with golf for 2. Take a look.
Nestled at the base of Mount Shasta and tucked away in a forest overlooking Lake Siskiyou, Mount Shasta Resort allows privacy and seclusion. Your stay will be in a 930 square foot 1-bedroom lakeside chalet, featuring a spacious living room with gas log fireplace, flat panel TV, and a queen-size sleeper sofa. The fully appointed kitchen has cherry wood cabinetry, arranged with oven, microwave, and refrigerator. A separate bedroom with a plush pillow-top king bed is adjacent to the spacious bath. The dining room, living room, and lakeside deck all have a beautiful filtered view of Lake Siskiyou. Included is golf for 2 with cart. Expect the finest golf from this professionally designed 18-hole course situated on 126 acres. The course features natural alpine terrain, undulated greens, and breathtaking views.
Mount Shasta, what a great little trip, not that far of a drive. Summer's right around the corner. We're almost in May. May is next week, so you should start thinking about your summer vacation plans. Maybe I'll add Mount Shasta to that list. Item number 5026. Bronze board closes at the end of the night, but again, the first person to place the highest bid wins. So if you're thinking about waiting, please don't hesitate. Call us 800-287-2722 or go online to norcalpublicmedia.org/auction. Shirley, you're back.
Okay.
We're going to take a look at the silver board, one of several looks tonight.
Absolutely.
Some great items on that silver board, including this Hampton Inn and Suites in Truckee.
Absolutely. So our first item up on that silver board is item 5011. That's the Hampton Inn and Suites in Truckee. 2 nights for 2 in a junior suite. It's a value of $750, and the current bid is $325 with bid increments of $50. So Hampton Inn and Suites Tahoe Truckee is surrounded by 6 world-class ski areas, a multitude of golf courses, pristine mountain lakes, and breathtaking scenery. There's also plenty to do at the hotel. Swim laps in the outdoor pool, workout in the fitness center, hiking and biking trails are also nearby. The hotel delivers outstanding lodging with the right mix of modern amenities such as complimentary hot breakfast and free Wi-Fi. You can unwind in your junior suite, which features a king-size, clean and fresh Hampton bed, a comfortable sofa bed, microwave, mini refrigerator, and a 32-inch HD TV and large desk for all of those things you need to get done up there. Right, not valid for holidays and peak weekends. And again, that is item 5011. Item 5233 is next, and this is the Best Western plus Cavalier Oceanfront Resort in San Simeon. It's 2 nights for 2, oceanfront view, including breakfast and dinner. The value is $900. The current bid is at $550, and bid increments are $50. As the only oceanfront resort in San Simeon and Cambria, the Cavalier Oceanfront Resort is designed for a relaxing and satisfying stay. Conveniently located along the Pacific Coast Highway, Cavalier Oceanfront Resort is just 3 miles from Hearst Castle. Your stay will be in a premium oceanfront room, approximately 100 yards back from the water with a panoramic view of the coastline. Your room has a king bed, wood-burning fireplace, TV, and a sliding door to your private patio. Breakfast is included each morning, as is 1 dinner for 2 people at the Cavalier Coastal Kitchen. Next up is item 5006, and that is at Savor Our City in Boca Raton, Florida. So we are out of the state. It is a Boca Raton wine and Epicurean package for 2 with a value of $1,750. Your VIP Boca Raton Epicurean package starts with a meet and greet by Mundi Limousine in a private sedan where you'll be whisked from Fort Lauderdale International Airport to the Hyatt Place in downtown Boca, where your suite awaits for your 2-night stay. One evening of your choice, your private driver will take you to Gourmet File, a store that specializes in rare wines and fine foods, for a gourmet tasting experience in their tasting room. And on another day of your choosing, your local tour guide will meet and take you on a private food tour for lunch, a perfect way to savor the city. At the end of your stay, your sedan will return you to Fort Lauderdale International Airport for your departure home, and this is valid until September 30th of this year. Last item I have at the moment is item 5072, and this is a 2-night midweek stay in the Assistant Keeper's House number 4 at the Point Arena Lighthouse in Point Arena. It has a value of $980. The current bid is $475, again with bid increments of $50. Located at the tip of a narrow peninsula on the wild Mendocino coast stands the majestic Point Arena Lighthouse. First constructed in 1870, the lighthouse and the keeper's residence were destroyed in the 1906 earthquake. The new lighthouse began operation in 1908 with a first-order Fresnel lens made up of over 600 hand-ground glass prisms focused towards 3 sets of double bullseyes. These bullseyes give the Point Arena Lighthouse its light signature of 2 flashes every 6 seconds. Within the shadow of the lighthouse is the Lighthouse Keeper's House number 4. Recently renovated, there are 3 bedrooms, 2 private bathrooms, a wood-burning fireplace in the living room with a gas fireplace in the master suite, a full gourmet chef's kitchen and dining area, and the most incredible views of the mighty Pacific. This is valid until Sunday through Thursday up until April of 2020, and holidays are excluded.
Thanks, Shirley, for that look at the silver board. Welcome back, Larry.
I'm happy to be here.
Also like to welcome my friend watching Paris. Thanks for watching NorCal Public Media. Also great supportive What a Chicken restaurant in Petaluma who fed our volunteers. You were talking about that earlier.
It was quite a chicken.
What a chicken.
What a chicken.
Well, take a look at a brand new orange board, but you'll see there's already bids on this, which means somebody went online to norcalpublicmedia.org/auction and placed a bid.
You know, that's a great idea. Sneak in there. They used to call it, what was the term that they used to use on the online bidding? It's called
sniping.
Sniping, yeah. You can snipe in there. And if you call in or go to the website, they'll tell you how to do a snipe on this. Whoops, I just tripped Caleb here. Let's take a look at the orange board. This has 1 bid on it. This closes tonight, only $10 increments. The orange board is the first one is item number 5207. It's from Raft Distillery in San Francisco. You're going to receive 1 bottle each of Bummer and Lazarus Gin, Emperor Norton Absinthe, Barbary Coast Rum, and you're also going to get Emperor Norton Absinthe Dew, and then Barbary Coast Rum, made from Colombian cane sugar. It has a value of $111, an opening bid of $60. Thank you for the bidder there. And we're going to go on.